Welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School channel. Myself Priya teacher and I am going to teach you science subject for class 7. Students, we started lesson number 6 and also we discussed in this chapter that what is mean by physical changes and what is mean by chemical changes. So today we are going to continue these physical changes and chemical changes. So in your textbook some activities are given. So these are some examples of chemical changes. So we are going to discuss all these reactions today in our today's session. So let us see. So hope you are all are having textbooks with you. So you have to keep textbook with you, then you can see, you can read that activity and then you can understand. Okay, so see here in textbook. So in our last session I told you how you have to you can do activity 6.6. okay, so first of all tell me what is mean by chemical change. Okay, so what is mean by chemical change? So chemical change is change in which new substance is going to form. Okay, in simple way we can say that it is a chemical change. So here you can see activity 6.7. So in your textbook activity 6.7 is given. So what you have to do in this activity, read first, we will read and then I will explain you what is the what is a chemical change here. So dissolve about a teaspoon of copper sulfate in about half cup of water in a glass tumbler or beaker. Add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the solution. You should get a blue colored solution. Save a small sample of solution in a test tube or a small glass bottle. So drop a nail or a used shaving blade into the remaining solution. So wait for half an hour or so. Observe the color of the solution, compare it with the color of the sample solution saved separately. So what you have to do, you have to take a glass tumbler or a glass beaker. Then what you have to do, then you have to dissolve a teaspoon of copper sulfate powder in a half cup of water, and then you have to add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Then you have to keep this solution for some time, it means for half an hour or for 1 hour you can keep it. And then after that, after 1 hour and half hour, you have to observe these both beakers, what happens there. So here you can see a first beaker is filled with copper sulfate. Okay, and after you make this solution, you can see here a blade is pour in this solution. Okay, so change in color of the copper sulfate solution due to the reaction with iron, like this here it is shown, but in textbook you cannot understand how that color is changed or not. Color is given here, you can't see which color is there for copper sulfate solution and which color after adding sulfuric acid and after what happened with this blade. Okay, so I am going to show you video, you can see that and you will understand that what happens exactly in this activity.
Reaction of iron nails with copper sulfate solution. In this module, you will learn about nails with copper sulfate solution. In this module, you will learn about the...
See, here it is given with nails. You can perform this activity with any iron object. Okay, so in your textbook it is given iron blade, here it is given iron nails. So it is okay.
The reaction of iron nails with copper sulfate solution. When an iron object is kept in copper sulfate solution, the color of the object and the copper sulfate solution changes. Let us perform an activity to find out the details of this color change. For this activity, you will require iron nails, sandpaper, test tube, copper sulfate solution, thread, clamp stand, and test tube stand. Take two test tubes marked as A and B, and in each test tube pour about 10 milliliter of copper sulfate solution. Fix test tube A on the clamp stand and keep the test tube B and control sample in test tube stand. Now, take 3 iron nails and clean them by rubbing with sandpaper. Tie 2 iron nails with a thread and immerse them carefully in the copper sulfate solution in test tube A for about 20 minutes and keep the third nail aside. After 20 minutes, take out the nails and keep them beside the unused clean nail. Do you observe any change? On comparing both the nails with the unused nail, you will find that the iron nails, which are kept in the copper sulfate solution, have developed a reddish brown layer on them. Now, take out the test tube A from the clamp stand and keep it beside test tube B for comparison. On comparing both the solutions, you will find that the original deep blue color of the copper sulfate solution has faded away. What is the reason behind these changes? When iron nails are dipped in copper sulfate solution, the iron metal reacts with copper sulfate, which results in the formation of ferrous sulfate and copper metal. In this reaction, iron being more reactive than copper displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution and forms ferrous sulfate, which fades the deep blue color of the solution. The displaced copper then deposits on the iron nails in the form of a reddish brown coating. Since in this reaction, a more reactive metal iron displaces a less reactive metal copper from its compound, it's a displacement reaction. In this module, you have learnt that iron metal displaces copper from its compound copper sulfate and forms iron sulfate along with copper metal. This reaction is a displacement reaction. Reaction of iron nails with copper sulfate. This reaction.
Okay. So see children, after this activity what happens, what observations you can see, that these solutions are going to change its color. Okay, so why that color of this copper sulfate solution is going to change? Because what happened exactly, that because of that when we are going to add this iron nail in this solution, what happens with that iron solution, iron nail, what is the formula of that iron? It is a Fe, and that is a molecular formula of iron and copper sulfate. Okay, so that is going to form a iron sulfate. Okay, so what happens after that, that color is going to change. So copper sulfate solution is blue in color, and when we add iron, what we get? Iron sulfate solution we are going to get, which is green in color, and plus that copper also it is going to release in this reaction. That is why that color of that copper, it is brown, and it is deposited on these nails. That is why the that color of nail which is not brown, while before we are going to add this into solution, it is not brown in color, but after adding, these nails are going to get brown color because of copper which is released in this reaction. Okay, so this is an example of chemical change. And what happens here? So iron metal displaces copper from its compound, and copper sulfate and forms iron sulfate. Okay, so copper sulfate and iron, these two molecules are going to form iron sulfate, and because of that, that copper sulfate solution is going to be green in color, and also these nails are going to change its color because of copper which is released in this reaction. So this reaction is a displacement of reaction. Okay, so hope you understood. So we will see another example of chemical change, so which is a activity number 6.8. So read this activity. So take about a teaspoon of vinegar in a test tube, add a pinch of baking soda to it. You would hear a hissing sound and see bubbles of gas coming out. So what it means, hissing sound? So when you are going to shake a cold drink, bottle of cold drink, and then you are going to open it, then which type of sound you listen, that is called as a hissing sound. Okay, so you would hear a hissing sound and see bubbles of a gas coming out. So pass this gas through freshly prepared lime water as shown in figure 6.5. What happens to the lime water? The change in the test tube is as follows. So vinegar, here you can see, you can read what is the change. Vinegar, which is a acetic acid. In our 5th lesson we learned that vinegar is a acid, and which acid is there in vinegar is present? So it is a acetic acid, plus baking soda. So baking soda is a basic substance, we know. We are going to add acidic substance, and it is going to give us carbon dioxide plus other substances. So in our 5th lesson we learned that when we are going to add acidic substance into basic substance, what we can get after that reaction? Can you tell me which substance we get after adding acid into basic substance? Okay, so we got salt. Okay, so we can get salt after adding acid into base, but we have to add these acids and bases in a proper proportion, then only we will get salts. Okay, so this, in this reaction or in this activity, what we have to do, we have to take vinegar, and then we have to take baking soda, and then we have to add it, and after that we will get carbon dioxide and other substances. So I am going to show you video for this activity also. Okay, so see one more time this video, what exactly is given here. So you have to see it carefully because it is only about few seconds. What is we are going to do here in this video, that we are going to add vinegar into baking soda, and after that you can see what happens in this beaker. So you can see a white colored solution, and which is from which bubbles are coming out. See that 50 grams of baking soda is taken here in this beaker. After that 150 ml of vinegar we are going to add in this baking soda which is there in beaker. So you can see how bubbles are coming out. So these bubbles are nothing but this is a carbon dioxide which is in the form of bubbles we can see. So after adding vinegar into baking soda, carbon dioxide is produced and also other substances are produced in this reaction. So this is activity number 6.8. So in this activity again one more reaction is given here. So see, carbon dioxide plus lime water is giving calcium carbonate plus water. So when we are going to add carbon dioxide into lime water, that reaction or this adding of CO2 and lime water is going to give us calcium carbonate plus water also is released in this reaction. So this reaction is also given in this activity. This is an example of chemical change again. So what happens here exactly, you can see these two test tubes are here, and in this test tube one test tube is filled with vinegar plus baking soda. Here you can see. Okay, so this test tube is packed with this wooden block. Okay, because why we block this test tube with this wooden? Because whatever gas is going to produce here, which gas is going to produce here? So CO2 is going to produce here, and that CO2 not have to release in air from this test tube. That is why we block this test tube with this wooden block, and only from this wooden block we are going to adjust this glass pipe, okay, which is going to in another test tube. So why we are going to do this? Because we have to see that exactly which gas is going to produce or which substances are going to produce here after adding vinegar into baking soda. So that is why this experiment we are going to do, or this activity we have to do. So see, first test tube is for adding of vinegar and baking soda. Then when we are going to add this vinegar into baking soda, what happens here? Now only we saw that white colored solution is going to produce bubbles. So these bubbles are nothing but CO2, and here it is in this next or in another test tube you can see we added lime water. Okay, so lime water is added here or poured here, and after that when this CO2 is passed from this first test tube to the test tube which is here, which is filled with lime water, what happens? Again you can see some bubbles are produced here in a lime water. Okay, so this is happening because of CO2 added in lime water. So here it is, reaction is given CO2 plus lime water, it gives calcium carbonate. So before addition of CO2, this lime water is only lime water in this test tube, but when CO2 is passed from this first test tube to this second test tube or another test tube which is filled with lime water, that solution turns into calcium carbonate. So this solution, after adding CO2 in this lime water, this solution is going to change into calcium carbonate. So this is also a chemical reaction, and this solution is called as a calcium carbonate, and also some water particles are released here in this reaction. So which reaction is there? Carbon dioxide plus lime water, it gives calcium carbonate and some molecules of water. Okay, so this is also another example of chemical change, and this reaction or this activity is always used in laboratory to identify which gas is produced there, or is CO2 is produced there, any reaction. Okay. Now again here it is given a meaning of chemical change which we discussed in our previous session. Then also I am going to read it. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. So I told you that chemical change is called as a chemical reaction because in this chemical change two substances or two or more substances are going to add in or mixed with each other, and then these two substances are going to give us a new substance, completely new substance. That is why it is called, and that new substance is having entirely new chemical identity which is not matched with two substances which are mixed with each other. That is why it is called as a chemical reaction. Then our next point is rusting of iron. So rusting of iron, again we have to see a activity or see a video in which what exactly happens with iron, how that iron gets rusted. So before that I have to tell you what is the use of these chemical changes, or what is the importance of these chemical changes or chemical reaction. Okay, so what is use of this chemical reaction? So where we can use, or we can these chemical reactions are important. So whenever we have to make a new substance, that time we have to use this reaction, chemical reaction, or this is important here in formation of new substances. Okay, so I am going to write here on board. Okay, so all these are examples of chemical changes. So why chemical changes are important here? Okay, so that we have to discuss now before we discuss rusting of iron. So first we will see what are the importance or what are useful uses of chemical changes. So I wrote here importance of chemical changes, or it is also called as a useful chemical changes. So first one, it is a extraction of iron, copper and aluminum from ores. Okay, so whatever ore is there, all you know what it means ore. Okay, so whatever ore is there, we have to extract iron, copper and aluminum. So whatever mixed substances are there, we can extract exactly iron, or we can separate it. Okay, so iron also, then copper also, then aluminum. So whatever metals are there, we can extract. So extraction is important of these metals, and this is a use of these chemical changes. Then second one, it is a synthesis of medicines. So for synthesis of medicines, chemical change is very necessary or very important here. So this is another use of this chemical change. Then third one, preparation of useful materials. So preparation of useful materials like plastics, soap, detergents and perfumes. So next use of these chemical changes, it is preparation of useful materials like plastics. So when we are going to use make these or prepare these plastics, soap, detergents and perfumes, that is the use of this chemical change. So these are uses of chemical changes. Whenever we have to make different types of substances or materials, we use this chemical change. So next point, it is rusting of iron. So rusting of iron, so first we will see what is the meaning of rusting of iron. So see, we will read this rusting of iron. So what exactly mean? So deposition of a reddish brown substance on iron in the presence of moisture and air is called rust. So what is the rust here? So reddish brown substance on iron in the presence of moisture and air. So why it is occurring on the iron? Because of moisture and air. So whenever iron substance is we are going to keep in moisture and in air, then what happens? That reddish brown substance occurs in that iron material or iron substance. So that is called as a rust, and the process of rust formation is called as a rusting. So this process of formation of rust, it is called as a rusting. Okay, so that we are going to learn here exactly how this rusting of irons occurs here. Okay, so what is the reaction of this rusting of iron, that we have to learn in this point. But today I am not going to explain this rusting of iron, or what is the exactly reaction, or what is the exactly chemically changes are there in this rusting of iron. Only I am going to tell you this, what is mean by rusting of iron. So deposition of brown substance on iron because of moisture and iron, that is called as a rusting of iron. Okay, so hope you understood what we learned in our today's session. So we discussed about different types of, or we can say different examples of chemical reaction. In these examples we discussed first example of copper sulfate and iron, or we can say reaction in between copper sulfate and iron nails or iron blade. Then we discussed about vinegar and baking soda. So reaction in between vinegar and baking soda. Then another example we took, that reaction in between CO2 and lime water. So these examples we discussed as a chemical reaction or chemical changes. Then we discussed what are the uses of chemical change. So what are the uses of chemical change? So synthesis of medicine, extraction of metals and different metals, and also preparation of plastics and etc. Okay, so that we discussed, and only we saw that what is the definition or meaning of rusting of iron. So whatever remaining part of rusting of iron we will discuss in our next session. Okay, today we will stop here. Thank you.